Yeah, that's a fair point. Look, sources close to Prince William say that he's furious with Harry and Meghan for not respecting Princess Catherine's wishes. What request is he referring to?
So we understand now that, Harry and Meghan's relationship with Kate and William is pretty much broken down. Any correspondence they do have is just that, it's official correspondence. And it was an interesting one. Princess Catherine in her personal life, we know her as Kate, we love her as Kate, but in her personal life she prefers to be called Catherine. That's obviously her full name.
Right, so therefore she left to get privacy so that she could write the stories in her own perspective. This entire documentary has stemmed from a hatred and a jealousy of Kate. That is the reason this entire thing exists, and the entire problems with the royal family and Harry and Meghan exist. She cannot stand Kate because Kate is beautiful, she is elegant, and she is going to be queen, and she is the centre of attention, and Meghan will never be the centre of attention.
Kate
and they
will never see Meghan again, even if the royal family reconciles with Harry. While William and Kate can, quote, forgive Harry because he's family, they don't want to see Meghan again, the source added. The first step is to stop talking to the public about private matters, the insider shared. They don't see a path forward until Harry can stay quiet.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. Buckle up, because we've got a royal whirlwind of drama to unravel. Prince William and Kate Middleton have always been the picture of elegance in the British royal family, but the past few years have seen cracks form in the facade. Cracks that trace directly to Meghan Markle.
I'm sorry, it's just so pathetic. I mean, we have one of the most privileged people in the entire world. I mean, people in my country, we are literally, our homes are freezing. We're choosing between heating and eating. There's a war in Ukraine. And here we have the Duchess of Montecito crying about how hard her life is because she had to wear beige. Duchess
happened.
She's not oppressed. She's not a victim. It's just nonsense. It's absolutely.
The relationship between the once close William and his brother Harry has disintegrated, primarily because of Meghan's divisive presence.
They're even worse than I thought then. They are among the most photographed and talked about women in the world. Their contrasting styles and personalities were said to be key to the future of the British royal family. Instead, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, had such an unpleasant fallout, but neither are on speaking terms. Neither Catherine nor Meghan were siblings or heirs to the throne, but both princes value their...
The rift between these royal siblings wasn't just a slow burn, it was a series of explosive revelations that shattered any hope of unity.
Lives above all others. They were their anchors after fractured upbringings and their shelter from the storms of royal life and public opinion. The differences between the wives cemented the split between the brothers and hardened the resolve of both sides. In this video, I'm going to look at how it happened through the sometimes incredibly awkward pictures of them together over the years.
From the infamous Oprah interview where grievances were aired to millions, to the controversial Netflix docuseries that felt like salt in an already gaping wound, Meghan's actions have cast a long shadow over Harry's relationship with the rest of the royals. She claimed her truth, but for many watching, it felt like betrayal on a very public stage. And let's not forget how Meghan and Kate's falling out over bridesmaid dresses became a cautionary tale of how far a family feud could go. Their series of disagreements was more than just whispers behind palace doors. It spilled out and became front-page tabloid fodder. But here's the thing, the royal family, and especially William, have drawn a line in the sand. Meghan is persona non grata. That's right, there's little hope for reconciliation, and it's left the public shocked and polarized. So if you're hungry for more of these explosive insights, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and join our community. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers by May, and your support could help us spill even more royal tea. Let's dive deeper into this royal rift. Alright folks, let's dig deeper into the storm that's brewing in the royal household, the world within those opulent palace walls. To really understand what's been happening, we need to look at how fragile the ties have become, especially between Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle. Everyone was glued to their screens when Meghan gave that infamous Oprah interview. There were bombshell revelations, sure, but one of the most talked about moments was her comment about making Kate cry, or was it the other way around? It gets murky here, right? So many conflicting reports left people scratching their heads. Meghan claimed that there was a misunderstanding misunderstanding over bridesmaid dresses. You know, the ones for her wedding to Harry. She said Kate made her cry, later suggesting they mended fences after Kate allegedly apologized by sending flowers. However, public sentiment quickly turned. Many saw Meghan not as a victim, but as a calculated narrator, steering the narrative to paint herself in a favorable light. You know how the media can blow things out of proportion, but this story hit a nerve, and let's face it, pushed Meghan's reputation across a tipping point. People felt deceived. Here was Meghan claiming she wanted privacy, yet she was spilling royal family secrets on primetime TV. For Kate, this wasn't just mudslinging, it was a gut-wrenching betrayal. Kate has built her image on quiet dignity and unwavering duty to the crown, a far cry from Meghan's tell-all, Hollywood-style storytelling. The emotional toll on Kate was enormous. Reports say she even suffered bouts of anxiety because of the constant stress and escalating public drama. And Prince William, well, he's fiercely protective of Kate. Known for being calm and level-headed under pressure, this situation tested his limits. Up to that point, he'd always tried to maintain a cordial relationship with Harry. But after seeing Kate hurt by Meghan's public overtures, his good-natured patience gave way to a firm stance. Meghan isn't welcome. Relationships within the royal family aren't just about blood ties. They're power dynamics deeply rooted in history, tradition, and image. Prince William has had to navigate these murky waters while safeguarding both his family's legacy and the welfare of his wife. It wasn't an easy task, so let's rewind a bit to the beginning, where these tensions first began to surface. It wasn't just Meghan's tell-all revelations that sowed discord. From the moment she and Harry wed, Meghan was seen by some as an outsider, someone who challenged the status quo with her independence and modern ideologies. No one expected the newcomer to sit quietly in the background. Meghan was vocal, confident, and perhaps even daring, qualities that, while admirable, didn't mesh well with the traditional royal etiquette. Sure, there were high hopes initially, a fresh breeze in the ancient corridors of the monarchy, but the reality was far removed from those hopeful expectations. This brings us to the nuances of royal priorities. Everyone remembers the bridesmaid fiasco, but fewer talk about the covert battles over royal duties and public appearances. Sources close to the palace insiders describe how Meghan's approach, one that reportedly viewed royal engagements as platforms rather than obligations, clashed with William and Kate's conservative approach. It was a disparity in views, shedding light on deeper issues. Oh, and let's not forget Harry's part in this. Growing up, Harry was the royal wildcard, mischievous, and sometimes controversial. But ever since Meghan entered the picture, his rebellious spirit found a partner in arms. Reflecting his support for Meghan in that interview, Harry confessed that neither he nor his brother had spoken to their father, Prince Charles, in quite some time. Harry revealed a family communication breakdown that struck a chord with people worldwide. Behind closed doors, the tension was palpable. Imagine Kate's dilemma, balancing a public image while facing unrelenting pressure. Meghan's ongoing media deals and interviews weren't just about royals. They were about power plays that rocked the family to its core. And let's get real for a moment, guys. In this world of highly curated royal photos and tightly controlled public narratives, any ripple hit headlines with a thunderous impact. You might have noticed that we didn't see many images of Meghan and Kate together. In fact, public appearances featuring the so-called Fab Four dwindled, reflecting internal discord. Disagreements over royal protocol morphed into emotional strain, sharply felt by all parties. Meghan's decision to take on a more active role in shaping her public image became a central theme in their personal fallout. This wasn't simply perception, it was how Meghan navigated her new role, or arguably, how she refused to fit into the mold the royal family traditionally expected. But where does all this leave Prince William and Kate, especially with Meghan throwing curveballs left and right? Well, as much as some might criticize their approach, they've chosen discretion, reinforcing their commitment to maintain the royal family's storied dignity above scandal. All the while, William's loyalty to Kate has never wavered. His fusion of anger and sadness has resulted in a firm resolve to protect her, a resolve that comes with zero tolerance for Meghan's interventions. Kate's health and mental peace overrode any familial obligations Harry might allude to. The actions taken by William and Kate are painted by some as harsh but strategic. It's hard not to empathize when considering how kidnapping and family drama has shadowed them as they try to chart a path forward. It all seems very personal, doesn't it? Marriages in the public eye are always under scrutiny, and royals are no exception. With growing complexities, they must contend not only with personal grievances, but with the pressures of duty and legacy. So as each day passes, Meghan remains at arm's length, while William stands firmly by Kate's side. It's a testament to the unyielding loyalty that's the hallmark of his future kingship. relationship. While Meghan's path has taken on a glittering yet controversial trajectory, William and Kate continue their journey rooted in time-honored traditions. And there we have it, a glimpse into what lies beneath the glittering facade of royal life. Complex emotions, unyielded positions, and the quiet determination to uphold what's dear. Though the bridges might be burning, William and Kate's silent strength leaves us wondering how this saga will unfold. Remember guys, royal life might seem perfect on the outside, but it's filled with high stakes and, at times, contentious dynamics that are all too relatable. If you found this deep dive as eye-opening as I have, make sure you're subscribed so we can continue exploring these royal realms together. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers by May, and your support helps unravel the hidden stories behind the palace gates. Let's keep the conversation rolling right here. So let's talk about what happened next and how this royal storm has reshaped futures, not just for Harry and Meghan, but also for the entire royal family. After all this drama, you might be wondering what could possibly come next, right? Firstly, the failure of Meghan and Harry's high-profile projects has been quite the knock. Their recent Netflix venture, despite the massive anticipation and publicity, didn't perform as expected and turned out to be more of a flop than the groundbreaking success they had hoped for. Instead of being celebrated media moguls, they've found themselves grappling with criticism, disappointment, and questioning their next steps. The public and critics alike have been less than forgiving, particularly in light of the massive budget and high expectations attached to their projects. What might have started as a dream turned quickly into a harsh hit back to reality. For Meghan and Harry, their brand of being outsiders who sought independence, which initially attracted attention and gained some sympathy, has lost its sheen.
Harry would say to me that the two of them are so close. They can say anything, they can be anything. They absolutely have a very, very special relationship, and thank goodness they are. And Harry said, I want to be his number one, when he's king. This is before Meghan arrived.
They've struggled to maintain relevance when the media cycle is moving on, and without a solid forward-looking plan that resonates with audiences, they risk fading into the background noise of Hollywood. One can't ignore how public opinion has further roiled against them. People have grown weary, frustrated even, of hearing the consistent narrative of victimhood, especially when it's told from their plush California estate.
Over illegal immigrants, not legal immigrants, illegal immigrants. And it paints this picture for England, and Britain being racist. But when we go back to it, the reason people don't like her is because she has been all about me. And she thinks that she can relate to people. Maybe she thinks, it makes me more relatable if I have problems that I can complain about, because right now they're...
Can you blame them? The repetitive storytelling clashes starkly with the struggles of everyday people who don't have the luxury of airing grievances on such an epic scale.
In the end, cut her off, so she was furious because Vogue is very important. I didn't let her get her way, and they've never spoken since. And she won't speak to him just as much. He won't speak to her.
I know, and they just had such...
This obvious disconnect has contributed to a seismic shift in their public image, turning what was once an asset, a tale of escape from a royal cage, into a liability.
And so much in the spotlight, would have been stressful. And also William was acting as best man, so, he wasn't there. She was very much on her own, looking after the children. Look at Catherine's face. She's almost unrecognisable from the relaxed, happy Catherine we know. The most likely explanation...
Meanwhile, back in the UK, the royal family has been reinforcing their strong, silent approach. William, Kate, and the rest of the firm have chosen a strategy focused on legacy, continuity, and public duty, a stark contrast to the Sussex's media exploits. This approach has effectively distanced them from the drama.
Back at these pictures, it's surprising how often we see Meghan looking at Catherine. Instead of looking at the happy couple that day, Meghan's eyes seem to be directed entirely towards Catherine. Again, we see William and Catherine at the front, reflecting their position in the royal family, and then
They're tightening the ranks and showing a united front, presenting the royal family as timeless, unwavering, and committed to their role. You might wonder how the royal family has managed to maintain this strategy without it backfiring. It's because silence speaks volumes. While Harry and Meghan's veritable media blitz attracted immediate headlines, they lacked the staying power due to overexposure and a narrative that audiences viewed as more self-serving than enlightening. Let's not forget about Kate's well-being throughout this saga. Reports say Kate's health has been a priority for William amid these tensions. While she continues continues to handle her royal duties with composure and grace, the behind-the-scenes stress has reportedly taken its toll. Sources say William has been tirelessly guarding Kate's mental health, ensuring she's buffered from as much controversy as possible. This protective stance has only strengthened public sympathies towards them both. It's a situation of balancing emotional well-being and public duty, a line the royals must walk, where many eyes are constantly watching. For many, this equates to strength, resilience, and the epitome of royal responsibility. Now, let's tackle the future implications. Meghan's banishment is more than a past event. It's shaping the new, reforged public perception of the British monarchy. Within the royal roadmap, it signals an era focusing on traditional royal values, evidently aiming to restore some of the glamour and mystery that once captivated global audiences without the realities of overshadowing dramas. Prince William is taking on an increasingly steady role, shouldering potential future leadership responsibilities. And as the void left by Harry and Meghan remains, the royal family has cleverly maneuvered to fill it by streamlining royal duties and focusing their outreach on causes that resonate without seeking fame. Externally, Harry and Meghan's departure from official royal duties has not just created a gap, but also a chance to refresh the family's image. It opens the door for newer, perhaps younger royals to rise in relevance, taking on roles, responsibilities, and instilling fresh energy into royal engagements that align with 21st century ideals while holding on to core traditions. An undercurrent here is also the looming pressure on Harry and Meghan to pivot their public persona, to reinvent themselves beyond royalty-associated narratives. Their evolution, or perhaps revolution in some sense, is crucial not just for maintaining relevance, but for refuting claims that their royal identity is their sole marketable aspect. They need to demonstrate that their substance runs deeper than regal ties. But what of Harry? He's a royal by blood, yet major developments suggest he finds himself in a complex crossroads. Does he honor his American dream fully, or is there a lingering wish to reconnect somehow? It's the question on everyone's mind. How will these personal, public, and familial stakes evolve? The reality is, Meghan and Harry's choices put them in a search for identity, turning their backs on one world to find a place in another. As the media landscape shifts, whispers already question how they might adapt, especially with Meghan's public persona in the limelight. Every move is scrutinized under a microscope, and every statement dissected for implicit meanings. In this digital age, where public figures are both accessible yet elusive, using authenticity as currency becomes crucial. We're yet to see if Meghan embraces this ethos, or if she reverts to more familiar royal narratives. Could she, for example, employ her influence in championing pressing social issues? Or would another memoir detailing royal tantrums eventually surface? In the meantime, the royals stick to their guns. Their agenda isn't to get tangled in the Sussex web, but to focus on the next generation of royals. It's a calculated maneuver, supporting future monarchs like George, Louis, and Charlotte in understanding their unique roles within the royal apparatus shows an investment in future stability. To summarize, the fallout from these tensions on both sides of the Atlantic echoes loudly in press headlines, but in vastly different ways. For the royals, it's about a cautious retreat into revered tradition, marked by duty over celebrity. For Harry and Meghan, though, the clamor for attention might need reassessment, considering waning public interest. Time will tell how both sides evolve. Till then, their journeys underscore a perpetual duality between modernity and tradition, unity and division. It's a fascinating chronicle of family, power, and the inherent costs of fame. So what's your take? Where do you think Meghan and Harry will go from here? Do you see a hopeful reunion, or is the rift beyond repair? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you're thinking.